Hi everyone, my name is Zahra Heydari. I am a licensed marriage family therapist. Welcome to my podcast, which is called Stop the Bleeding. This is a podcast for you and I to sit, figure out what's going on in your beautiful hearts, where the pain started, why is it still pain in your heart, and how we can get to your heart one day at a time, and how to help you by yourself, stop the bleeding in your heart. Because I know we could keep putting the Band-Aid on, but you know what? The bleeding is not gonna go away. We need to do the big, deep spring cleaning or open heart surgery, whatever you wanna call it, to dig in, clean up, and figure out what we could do to put you back together so you could actually enjoy life. Because life is too short, and with all the technology stuff happening, with all the AI stuff happening, the more connected you are to your own heart, the deeper you could fall in love with you and life. I started this podcast because when I am alone with the clients in the room, I hear so many stories that I know no matter what, no matter why is going on, your heart might be bleeding and their hearts might be bleeding because it's life. It's, life happens to us, and sometimes we get stuck. Sometimes we get stuck in what happened 1989 or 2020, COVID. When COVID happened, a lot of people, maybe you, lost you in the isolation. So the reason I'm starting this podcast, because I want to bring what I could do to help you and what I've done to help me and my clients easy, and also share stories that you may feel like, oh my God, this is like me. I've been through so many breakups, online datings, situationships or affairs or cheating, stuff that, there's no way, Zara, I could get up. But you know what? You could get up, because I was in the ground myself for almost 20 years. I was in a friendship, relationship, marriage, whatever you want to call it, for 20 years that was very unhealthy and bad for my body. But sometimes we get used to unhealthy situations and unhealthy people because we don't know who we are. We lose ourselves in the difficulties they have, in the traumas they have, and we wake up and we see that we are part of their traumas too. And this was going on to me. I woke up at the age of 30, and I realized after being married for 11 years, I got married at 19, arranged marriage. 3 weeks I knew him and we got married. Families forced me to marry a stranger that was 10 years older than me in less than 3 weeks. So I woke up, I'm 30 years old, and I have 2 beautiful kids, and I want to die. I really wanted to die. And I said, God, take me fast because I cannot deal with this situation. Then you know what? I couldn't do that. I looked at my kids' eyes and I say, I'm going to find a way to get out of this because there's a purpose. I am mother to these 2 kids. So I went back to school. I learned how to deal with, depression, anxiety, people that are difficult. And I started blaming, other people. I became victim and then villain, and I stayed there for a while. But, I got tired of that because I realized after reading a lot and after getting my education and working with people, I realized we all have choices. We could wake up and stay in that victim. Poor me, I was in an arranged marriage. I was only 19. He took me away from my family, blah, blah, blah. And then blaming the culture, the religion, my family for putting me in that relationship. But you know what? I decided I want to be a victor. I decided today I have a choice. I live in United States. I could make choices to get me out, and I could start creating my own victorious story. So my future self and my kids and my grandkids and my future clients and my future friends like you know how to get out of this cycle of traumas that was put into our bodies, maybe even before we were born. So I'm here to guide you. I'm here to hold your hand and let you know no matter what happened to you, you are an overcomer. You are going to come out of this. As long as you admit that what is done to me is done to me, but today, whatever day is today for you, I am choosing to get up with my bloody knees, with my heart that is bleeding, and start moving forward towards life and towards my future self. And I'm going to start co-creating my own life based on my own dreams. And I'm united with my creator. So we're going to dance together and we're going to create a beautiful life. This is for you. Stay with me. I promise I'm going to hold your hand and we're going to do this dance together. So after working with clients for now almost 19 years, knowing what's going on in every situation, although every situation is different, but still there is some similarity with the, heartache. So I wrote this book, which is called Stop the Bleeding. And in this book, I have stories about grief. I have stories about financial, difficulties, affair, addiction. So whatever you may be going through, you may find a story that you feel like that's just about you. And when you open your chapter that makes sense to you, I show you step by step how to stop your heart from bleeding. So not only I did this one, I just published this one last year, which is called Pure Heart, because after working with individual, adults, couples, families, I realized there is so much chaos happening in the world that we need to calm ourselves down. So this is a step-by-step 365 days of daily meditation. You just read one page at a time, and then there's some spaces that you could start processing your thoughts and your feelings after you read what's going on for that day. And it's very easy to follow. And it's just a great way to start journaling, processing, getting everything out of your mind, and also starting your day, because a lot of time we wake up, we go out to our phones and we just want to check social media. We just want to see what's happening. This book is going to put you back into the center of your heart and guide you to find your own pure heart. And through these little stories that we'll be sharing together, one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna come out of coma. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna start hearing your own heartbeat. And you're gonna start trusting that, from the coma, now that I'm awake, I'm alert, I'm oriented, I could start getting out to the recovery section of my life. And then I'm going to start getting out of the recovery section. You know why? Because you start visualizing, you start taking action, you start getting more clear about what is it that you really, really, really want, what kind of a support you could get. How can you get yourself equipped for the life you want? What books you need to read, what classes you should take, what communities you need to join, what podcasts you need to listen, what friends do you need to get rid of, what people, circumstances didn't really fit you and now you're still carrying them in your backpack. Maybe by learning to leave some stories, some people, some situations, some jobs, some friendship, some relationship behind, and starting to walk lighter in this season of your life, then you would actually hear your heart guiding you, because there's not too much clutter. When there's so much clutter, you can't hear. But when the clutter is gone, you could hear your heart, and you start taking two things: responsibility and actions, combination of responsibilities and actions, you could co-create your own best life, and I'm here to hold your hand. Well, thank you for being here so far. I'm really enjoying my coffee with you guys. And if you want to stop the bleeding and purify your heart in this season of your life, and spring is here, what a great time to purify your heart, follow me, because we're going to have good stories. And make sure you grab some tea or coffee, because you know what, the conversation may go for a while. Looking forward to see you soon.